Okay, tonight we are diving deep into one of the most chilling psychological thrillers ever written. It's a story so powerful that its central idea, the battle between our better angels and our inner demons, has literally burrowed its way into our language and haunted our collective nightmares. See, this isn't just some old-school Gothic horror tale. It's a really profound question that Robert Louis Stevenson asked way back in 1886 about who we are at our core. It's a deep dive into the duality of human nature, that really unsettling idea that good and evil aren't these far-off forces, but a constant, raging war that's being fought inside every single one of us.
So our story kicks off, not with the famous doctor, but on a dark, shadowy London street, with this shocking act of just casual cruelty. And Stevenson's choice of setting here, it's no accident at all. Victorian London was a city of huge contrast, right? It had all these respectable-looking buildings, but they were hiding a whole world of poverty, crime, and repressed desires in those foggy, maze-like alleyways.
And this is our first introduction to the mysterious Mr. Hyde. He's this figure who inspires, and I quote, disgust, loathing, and fear in everyone who sees him. And he isn't just described as evil. The book paints him as something almost less than human, troglodytic and dwarfish, like he's the physical embodiment of pure, untamed evil.
And get this, the setting itself is a massive clue. The front of Jekyll's house, it's all respectable, facing a nice, wealthy square, but the back entrance, the laboratory door that only Hyde uses, it opens onto a filthy, rundown street. This building is a brilliant metaphor for Jekyll himself, a polished, public exterior that's hiding a dark, sinister, and rotting secret on the inside.
So the whole mystery plays out through the eyes of our guide, the lawyer Gabriel John Utterson. And Stevenson's choice to structure this like a detective story is just genius. It's so crucial because by only showing us what Utterson sees, the central secret stays completely hidden in the fog, which lets the suspense just build and build.
So Utterson is our detective, and he is the absolute embodiment of Victorian reason and restraint. He's described as lean, long, dusty, dreary, a guy who values logic and order above everything else. He's basically our stand-in for the story, right? He's the one desperately trying to apply rational thought to a case that just keeps spiraling into the completely impossible. The whole investigation really kicks into gear because of Dr. Jekyll's will. And it's a shocker, because it leaves his entire fortune to this totally unknown Mr. Hyde if Jekyll should die or disappear. Utterson's concern pretty quickly turns into outright alarm as Hyde's crimes just get worse and worse. We go from trampling a child to the brutal, very public murder of a member of Parliament, Sir Danvers Carew.
So Utterson is meticulously following the clues, and he is 100% convinced that his friend Jekyll is being blackmailed, probably paying for some sin from his past. The idea that something supernatural could be at play, or that the truth could be so monstrous, it's completely beyond his rational Victorian mind.
Now, to really understand this mystery, we have to break down the two men at the heart of it. The contrast between them isn't just about what they do, it's about the very core of who they are. It's a terrifying study in duality.
And what's really fascinating here is how Stevenson literally gives their personalities a physical form. You've got Dr. Jekyll, the perfect model of respectability. He's large, smooth-faced, charitable. And then you have Hyde, who is the grotesque, physical form of pure, repressed desire. He's smaller, younger, and gives off this feeling of deformity because, as Jekyll later explains it, his evil side had been used way less throughout his life. So right when Utterson's logical investigation hits a total dead end, Stevenson does something masterful. He switches up the narrative style completely. He drops Utterson's limited perspective and just hands us the solution through two incredibly chilling first-hand accounts, sealed away in letters.
The first account is from Dr. Lanyon, another doctor who's all about hard science. He openly mocks Jekyll's research, calling it transcendental medicine. But Lanyon dies of pure shock after he witnesses something that violates every single law of nature he believes in. It's so horrifying it just shatters his rational worldview and his very will to live.
And then we get the final horrifying truth from Jekyll's own confession. He explains his whole scientific quest started from this deep-seated desire to live a double life, to literally split the good and evil parts of his soul. And what was his goal? Well, he wanted to indulge in his undignified pleasures as the unknown Mr. Hyde without ever damaging the pristine reputation of the respected Dr. Jekyll. And here it is, the legendary twist. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are the exact same person.
Jekyll created a potion that physically transformed him into Hyde, basically opening the floodgates to all the darkness he had kept bottled up his whole life. But what started as an experiment in freedom quickly became a nightmare prison, because the monstrous Hyde just kept getting stronger, until he started clawing his way out even without the potion.
So with the mystery solved, the story leaves us with a much deeper, much more unsettling question. The focus shifts from the monster on the page to the one that might be living inside all of us.
At its core, this whole story is a profound look at human duality. It's all about that constant struggle between our civilized social self, the face we show the world, and our hidden primal urges. Jekyll's ultimate tragedy wasn't having a dark side, it was his fatal error of believing he could just neatly separate it from the good. He actually thought a person could be truly two.
So Jekyll's experiment wasn't just a scientific failure, it was a moral one. And it was deeply fueled by the intense social pressures of his time that demanded everyone appear perfect. The story is a stark warning that you can't just cut out the evil from your nature without destroying the whole person. Stevenson seems to be suggesting that good and evil are tangled up together, and maybe they have to be.
Ultimately, this masterpiece endures because it's so much more than a story. It's a mirror. It forces us to confront the really unsettling truth that the line between our own Jekyll and Hyde, between our public grace and our private impulses, is dangerously, dangerously thin. It leaves us with a chilling, very personal question.